This is when the games begin. At this point in time, they are playing with your mind, taking your Bitcoin and your cash. What's up, everyone? I wanted to give my weekly analysis because usually the YouTube analysis I give is to help you get into the proper trading direction. Now, we're in a time period where if you're a day trader, you have to be experienced because we've been going sideways. That is a fact. Now, if you're somebody trying to get into the market, which I've many times given a DCA plan to help everyone who follows me get into the market if they're not in the market. And there are a lot of people that's always scared. They don't know what to do. And I don't know why they aren't already in the market. But anyway, I still try to help. So this is the weekly time frame. Anybody that knows me in Discords, Telegrams, or if you've been following my YouTube channel, I always say the same thing. I will never buy the top of a weekly stochastic, which is a momentum indicator. Why would I want to buy the top of a momentum? I would rather price make a higher high and just totally miss out on the whole move and then wait for a pullback to get into the move. But enough about the intricacies of trading. Let's just talk about where we're at and what I see right now using the stochastic RSI indicator, which is one of my most important indicators that I use on all time frames, from scalping 1 minute chart all the way up to the weekly time frame to look at the direction. So it's obvious we are in a accumulation zone. Well, you better hope that we're in an accumulation zone, because if price is to push up one more time without proper accumulation, that would just be another manipulation up from the Trump pump, which I've been saying for months. I think I've been saying this since November when the Trump pump came. I was happy to make money like everybody else, but the market can't just live off of manipulation. It will come a point where imbalances are filled and where everything comes tumbling down. Let me get rid of these weekly time frame order blocks. So let's look at this accumulation zone that we had, which lasted many months from like March to November before we had the Trump pump, and price pretty much doubled from the bottom of that range. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that we were going sideways right here. Price never wanted to break in either direction and teeter-tottered until it finally did get that break up. You can see that same type of sideways price action doing the same thing right now in this accumulation zone. And what I think is funny, there are so many of these large YouTube influencers who have their special indicators and their special systems, and they get totally fucking annihilated. And I just watch them try to give people trades on the daily time frame and lower while they're getting their asses absolutely chopped. And they never will admit, my bad, my indicator was off or my system was off. They just have great personalities. And what I notice in the YouTube game and social media, it's all about the salesmen and the personalities. It's just like if you go buy a car and they're about to give you the shaft on your warranty deal when you go into financing. They're trying to upsell you and just smooth everything over. So that's what these guys do. I'm not going to name any names, but I could ramble off 3 off the top of my head. But I don't like to give anyone any type of clout or anything like that. You're not getting free advertisement or promotion by letting your name come off my lips. But anyway, I use stochastic and the RSI and the Bollinger Bands and the volume indicator and some EMAs, VWAPs, just classic trading tools. And many of these tools were made by masterminds. We are talking about mathematicians, engineers, great minds, geniuses. These indicators, once you train yourself to use them and have the psychological strength to follow through with whatever they're showing, you will excel. You will win more than you lose. Anyway, that rant is over. Let's get back to the technical analysis. You can see that we're in a range, which I hope is another accumulation zone to give us fuel to move up. I'm going to get rid of this little rectangle that I drew right here. And I would like to jump back. Let's get the stochastic away real quick. I would like to jump back and show you last March, last April, when volume started diverging after we got to this top of about 74K. Price went sideways. Then we had this higher green candle. And remember, this is when I started shorting Bitcoin, Wifcoin, Uniswap, and BOME, BOME. Those receipts, I posted those all over wherever I was at in Telegram because of this volume divergence right here. We had good volume as price went up, the ETF hype. Then we had this first divergence. And on the weekly time frame, this is powerful. That's all I needed to see right there. A higher high on the candles, price action, and then a lower candle or volume bar. That's all I needed to see. And then we had the rejection off the Bollinger Band. Boom. I was ready to make some plays on the smaller time frames. So that was pretty simple. As long as you set your stop loss above the wicks, you would be protected. Then we had another volume divergence right here. Volume went down as price faked back up. And it's obvious to see what happened there. So this is what kept price going sideways. We kept having divergences of volume, price will pump, and price will dump. Price will pump, then price will dump. And that happened for many months. Fast forward to where we're at right now. What do we have here? Another volume divergence. Price peaked out. We're at like right shy of right below 100K. Volume dropped as price kept going up. This was hype. Remember, this was the Trump pump hype. So everybody was just excited. Everybody was cashing in. But then volume dropped off. Price kept going up. Huge weekly candle. Big red candle. Went sideways. We ranged in this area right here for about 4 weeks. Then we had another push to the upside to test the previous highs. Then we had some bad Fed data that scared investors. And then also Trump tariff wars news that came out the past weekend, and that made price go down. And now price is spiking back up as the tariff news kind of subsides with negotiations. So price is coming back up after it hit the support area. This will be, follow my cursor, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, then 5, 6, 7, where we just touched that. It's about 7 times we have hit this support area. Now let's go jump back to the previous consolidation, because this is about the weekly time frame. That's all this video is about, is the weekly time frame. Now, I didn't have to give many people a heads up, because they were already had the line drawn on the weekly time frame of support, in my trading groups. And pretty much anybody that's really in this market that pays attention and that is active trading, they were ready to buy right there. I've been ready to buy right there every time it comes there. So like that 90K area, and I had buys all the way down to 85K. And that's because of what I see on the daily time frame, but that's another story. We're going to stick to the weekly. So people were itching to buy right there. I had DCAs. I got in the market. Why wouldn't I? And now we're back into the middle of this range, 110 or 109K to about 90K. It's plain to see. Everybody can see that, but I just wanted to compare this weekly consolidation and the stochastic to the past consolidation. Now the weekly time frame, price pumped, came out the Bollinger Band, met right here at the middle bias, the 20 period moving average of the Bollinger Band, this yellow line, bounced up. We haven't touched that middle bias yet, and that was the important part that I wanted to talk about. We came close, but we have not. And I think if Bitcoin keeps chopping sideways, it will touch. And if you go back to my, I want to say October, November videos around there, I spoke a couple of times about how I wanted price to go down to those levels as a liquidity grab before moving up. So I'm still hoping that we will get that discount. And also I would like to just, use that key piece of data to show that I'm not panicking yet. We haven't even made it to the middle bias of the Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame. So let's see, break out the old highlighter. When Bitcoin pumped, you can see how far it was away from the bottom of the Bollinger Band. The same here. Price is at the top of the Bollinger Band. Look how far it is from the bottom. And then it took a long time for this bottom Bollinger Band to creep up to oversold, and then price bounced shortly after, or a couple of months after. So right now, this Bollinger Band is still creeping up, and we haven't even touched the bias. So I don't know how long this consolidation is going to last, but I'm just seeing people freaking out, and I'm like, it's not time to freak out yet. We haven't even touched the middle bias of the Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame. So could price continue to go sideways? This middle bias of the Bollinger Band keeps moving upwards. We tap it, come back, maybe test the wicks again on price action, come back down, and then shoot up. Is that what we could see? We're in the season after the Bitcoin halving. This is when Bitcoin is supposed to pump. We have Trump pump. We have ETF hype. We have the ETF inflows. It's not just hype anymore. We have the inflows. There's a lot going on in the market now as far as sentiment goes. And we also have Bitcoin dominance going up. So I don't know how long this consolidation is going to last, but this is the type of price action that I want to see. I personally will buy all the way down to the top of this consolidation where these imbalances were during the Trump pump. So I'm not scared until Bitcoin were to lose this consolidation area that I just highlighted, the top of this range. If Bitcoin were to lose that, let's say 73 to 70K area, I would get worried then. But anything, I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen right now. If Bitcoin wanted to come test that breakout area of that manipulated Trump pump, I would be cool with that. And that's me personally. Some say that if Bitcoin goes below, let's say the 85K range, they say that the bull run is over. That's just not my opinion. Just price action. And if volume or buying volume were to come in, I'll be looking at all that if price came to retest this area. Now let's go to the weekly stochastic. We're going to look at the weekly stochastic and compare it to what was going on in the last consolidation phase. Let me stretch it out a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not buying the top of the weekly stochastic. I never will. I never have. So at the peak of the ETF hype right here, stochastic had to cool off. It went down to oversold. Once Bitcoin was in oversold, it teeter-tottered. It looked like it was going to flip back up, and it flipped up and flipped down 2 times, 3 times, and then we had the pump. So right now, we have Bitcoin, as you can see, coming into oversold. The stochastic is coming in oversold below the 20 value. I don't know how it's going to react in this area and how long, but wouldn't you, as a trader or an investor, have been more happy to buy after the stochastic is going back into oversold and making a full reset? That's what I'm happy about. It's coming in to oversold. Now just look at the price action that I just scribbled around like a little child. After where my cursor is, all in this area, after Bitcoin stochastic on the weekly time frame went to oversold. That's when it really started going sideways. And this is why we say accumulation. People were buying the low points. Every time Bitcoin dipped, they were buying those low points. And just like here, where I'm drawing this line with my cursor, everybody's been happy to play these low points so far. Now, as the stochastic right now, where we're at, where I'm highlighting where the scribble is, current stochastic oversold. It could come to oversold and go sideways right here as Bitcoin chops up and down, and could come and fill some of these imbalances that were made from the Trump pump. This huge leg up that we had. We could have wicks that come down, and I don't know how long this is going to last, like I said, but I'd rather buy the bottom of a stochastic and start DCAing right there versus buying the top. We had some weak declining volume so far as price goes sideways. We haven't moved up yet. So what we do need is we need volume to start going upwards as price goes upwards. That's what I'm looking for. That's what we're missing right now. You can see the volume decline. So I'm going to be straight up with you. We're not out of the woods as far as this, just like right now, price from this point going just straight up from here. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. We need some solid daily volume coming in. You can see how sporadic these buying volume candles are. We had a huge buying candle right here that pushed price back up, then a small buying candle, then another, I guess, medium-sized buying candle. This was an indecision price candle. Then we had a baby buying volume, which looks like another indecision candle. Then we had a lot of red selling candles. Then we had actually, what I was telling people why I went short last week is because of these daily divergence. You see how these 2 green candles, the second one is smaller, but price went up. I ran a heavy short right here at 50x leverage just because of that alone. So we're not out of the woods yet. A lot of buyers are right here at 91K where we hit this weekend. People were waiting to buy this macro support area. But once again, the very next day, volume was not green. So we need to have more volume coming in is what I'm saying. And I almost lost my train of thought. I think at this point in time, my video is too long. I like to do fast analysis, but I'm just trying to help people see where we're at. And we're still below the middle bias of this Bollinger Band. We could still have some sideways price action and even come retrace this wick. We could retrace this wick some, come down to about 95K, which is a key area in my opinion, because you can see where my cursor is right here. This 95K has served as both support and resistance. Where my cursor is right here, acted as resistance. And then over here, it's acted, where my cursor is right now in this area, it's acted as support. So we come back and test that area. And if you're looking at this analysis and you just want to learn for yourself something, draw you a horizontal line. You can use the daily time frame or the 4-hour and look at where price acted as both the support and resistance many times. And let me just get out my little brush. You know, I like my brush. Right here, support, and then right here, many candles were resistance. So this is, in my opinion, a key area, and price could come back to that 95K area. We just need volume. We need news. We need hype. Whatever the market is looking for, if price wants to push up from this point on where price is at right now and not come lower. So I hope this analysis helps everyone see what's going on, and I hope it helps you have a trading bias. And I've already bought the dip. I still have buy orders down to my area where I think price will bounce again if it came down, because I don't want to miss anything. And I also have previous videos for you to go check out where you could see a DCA roadmap that I laid out where I would buy if I'm trying to stuff money in the market and I want to mitigate risk. I want to mitigate losing too much money. Instead of just putting my money at one spot, I can DCA in. And if I do need to kill that trade, that DCA trade, all those buys, I still won't have lost as much money as if I just dropped all my money at one point and the market goes the wrong way. So let me know if you have any questions or give me feedback. What do you see? I always ask people that. I'm never claimed to be the know-it-all. Like, tell me what you see. Do you have any news or any metrics that are showing you anything other than what I've seen or what I've showed on this chart? Please let me know. I'm always open for discussion because I love to make money. I love money making people. And don't forget, you can always join my trading team and get large portions of your fees, USDT cashback, refunded to your account. And you could do anything with that money that you want to do with it. You can join my trading team. I don't have any subscriptions. I'm just looking for teammates that want to make money, get their fees refunded to them, and learn or add input to help me make money. That's what this is about. Peace.